Leave it to the French to come up with a prequel to Jordan Peele's horror satire Get Out. This time, someone's trying to enter. Really? Is that what this film is about? No, that's not what it's about. The Netflix original film Get In or Furie has absolutely nothing to do with that other title. But it is wildly intense. A family returns home from vacation only to find squatters have occupied their house and they refuse to leave. From there, the family has to figure out how they can reclaim their property. This is a gritty thriller, and from about 5 minutes into the film, it begins to slowly build with tension. Paul is the husband who tries to get his house back. He's a teacher who is quiet and reserved, and from his actions, you would really believe that he is a timid pacifist. At one point, his masculinity is even called into question, which is the perfect segue for me to say thank you to the sponsor of this video, the Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0. Now, I cut my own hair, and the trimmers I use have occasionally nicked my ears or even the back of my neck, causing them to bleed. So there is no way in the world that I would use those dangerous tools on the other sensitive parts of my body. Luckily, there's Manscaped, the only men's brand dedicated to below-the-waist hygiene and grooming. Now, this is a family-friendly channel, so don't be alarmed. There will not be any graphic descriptions or illustrations. Manscaped is forever changing the grooming game with their Perfect Package 3.0 Essentials Kit. The Perfect Package 3.0 comes with the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0 waterproof, cordless body trimmer, and a ton of other liquid formulations to round out your manscaping routine. It's even got an LED, I don't know if you can see that, on there to reach those places, or at least to illuminate those places that the sun doesn't necessarily shine on too often. This third generation trimmer features a cutting edge ceramic blade to prevent manscaping accidents. I mean, look, there is no way in the world with those other trimmers that I use to cut my hair that I would do this on my skin. That would absolutely tear up and shred my hand, let alone any other part of my body. They've also got what's called Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing deodorant and moisturizer. It's got a really pleasant smell, and it dries pretty quickly and didn't leave me with any kind of sticky residue on my fingers or anything. When you purchase the new Perfect Package 3.0 by Manscaped, you get the biggest bang for your buck. There's even a subscription program where subscribers get a new replacement blade refill for the lawnmower trimmer delivered to your door every 3 months, making sure your trimmer is always fresh and clean. For a limited time, subscribers get 2 free gifts. The Shed Travel Bag, which I have, and I like it because it's just well made. It seems like really good quality, and it'll hold all of the tools that come with the package. And the patented high-performance, anti-chafing Manscaped Boxer Briefs. This is the perfect package for your perfect package. Plus, right now, if you use my special promo code, you'll get 20% off plus free shipping. Just use Movies and Munchies in the promo code when you check out. I've even linked it down below in the description for ease. Thanks again to Manscaped Lawnmower 3.0 for sponsoring this. Don't forget that promo code Movies and Munchies. It's linked below in the description. Now, getting back to the review, the pace of this film is wonderful. I mean, it is patient, but it is consistently building. You feel the growing anxiety and the urgency as the time passes. The course of the story takes place over a few months, and with each building day, that tension rises and you just begin to really feel that suspense, that urgency, that aggravation even. It's not right that these people are squatting in this family's house and the law is actually against the family who are the rightful owners of the home. That is frustrating, maddening, aggravating. And because of all that, I mean, I found myself beginning to ask, at what point is Paul going to break? When is he going to reach that point where he snaps? Because he's so reserved, he's so quiet, he's so patient. And no, dude, at some point you gotta act. But does he? Now, Paul is egged on by a new friend that he's found named Mickey. And this dude, he's way more rough around the edges. And he might not necessarily be the best of influence or the best of person. Man, throughout the entire film, I mean, Paul's actions or lack thereof really frustrated me. They drove me nuts. But there's a large point of this film to see, will he act? Will he, when his manhood is called into question, will he rise to the occasion? Now, there are other themes that are explored in this as well. Some of it being race, some of it forgiveness, some of it acceptance, and they tackle some of that pretty well and give it enough resolution. Not all of it, though. Some of it they just kind of touch on a little bit, and then they leave it kind of hanging there, and it didn't feel resolved to me. We get a good amount of backstory on some of the characters, and it develops over time as new situations arise. We find out more and more. Now, there are a few characters in this where we barely get any story, and we don't really understand necessarily what makes them tick or who they are, but because of circumstances, we can kind of infer and assume what they're about. Like, we understand you, not necessarily a good person. I don't need to know why you're not a good person. I just see because of your actions that I'm seeing that I don't like you and I'm not supposed to like you. The final act of this film leads to some serious conflict and brutality. I mean, there is a portion of it that really reminded me of A Clockwork Orange. It was tough to watch, and it was unflinching, unblinking, and just horrendously brutal. And then as we reached the final climax of the story, I was yelling at the TV. I was yelling at the characters, partially out of excitement, partially out of frustration, partially just trying to direct the actions of the characters on screen because I need you to do this. I think you should do this. I want you to do this. Did they do it? But there was also one point at almost the very end of the film that was left unresolved. Like it added a small twist to it, but didn't feel like it was setting anything up later. It was just kind of like, well, okay, so X happens, we look, is a shoe gonna drop? And it never does. No, this isn't perfect. It really does manage a lot of thrills and a ton of tension. It was an exciting and frustrating and aggravating watch. I'm not sure I'd see it again, but I am glad that I watched it. There's a ton of sex, nudity, profanity, sexual violence, and a bit of the ultra-violence. I give Get In 4 out of 5 couches. So are there any great thrillers that you're currently watching? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for catching with me.